Hello, everyone, and welcome to Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse for CTN's live coverage of boys high school basketball. We're closing in on the end of the season as two crosstown rivals do battle as the Cardinals and the Huskies take the court. Joe Young, Howie Shapiro sidelines, and Howie, two teams both on 5-game losing streaks, looking to break something tonight.
Yeah, obviously someone's going to have to get the W, and the Cardinals would love to get the season sweep over Andover. Beat them 58-50 earlier in the season. They're looking to get that on their home court.
Well, the Huskies come in. This is a team that was at the state tournament, went into that section tournament as the 8th seed and made it out of the section. So this is a team that knows nothing is impossible, and this is when they're looking for a little spark, and they're getting it from a sophomore.
Calvin Foy, who happens to be the brother of Peyton Foy, used to play here at Coon Rapids. Just a sophomore, as you mentioned, 11 points a game, 3 rebounds a game. And Coach O said he's really a very disciplined, very hard-working player, and one of the keys tonight for Coon Rapids is to limit his game.
Well, and on the other side for the Coon Rapids Cardinals, David Asayame has been the one to throw it down with a flourish, the one to bring some excitement to the fans. He's getting the start tonight for the Cardinals.
Yeah, and that's an exciting start for him. It's his first of the year. He comes in averaging almost 12 points a game, over 6 boards. So they're really, when we talk about it on Sports Night, looking for that player outside of Marshall Holland that's going to score in double figures. David definitely has the capability of doing so.
Well, and they hope that Marshall continues to stay hot. We'll talk far more about that as the game moves on. The Huskies and the Cardinals take the court next on CTN.
CTN Spotlight brings you local stories, shining a light on the issues and events that make this community great. Watch CTN Spotlight on CTN Coon Rapids, your community television network.
Back at Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse, just about ready to get this one underway. Two teams looking for a little positive traction headed toward the postseason. The Foy boys at guard for the Andover Huskies, Calvin and Nolan Foy, Matthew Brodeur also as a guard. Shandon Schonauer and Brady Garcia up front for Andover. Reese Mon and Jordan Doe on the guard are the guards for the Cardinals. David Osayame with Marshall Holland and Jackson Aurelius up front to start for the Cardinals.
Well, we talked about, this was it was a fairly close game the first time these two teams met, an 8-point win for the Cardinals. And both teams obviously have improved as this season has progressed. And only 4 wins on the year, Joe, for the Huskies, which is not a typical season for them.
Well, in the last month to month and a half, very similar for these two teams. Talked about it, 5 losses in a row for each club. Coon Rapids just 2 wins in its last 10 games. For Andover, just 1 in the last 11.
There's head coach Mike O'Gork, and he talked about how important this game is. A win pretty much guarantees them the 5 seed in the section playoffs, where they probably, most likely anyway, would open up with Anoka.
Fast start will always be important for the Cardinals. We talk about it time and time again. Can't dig themselves into holes that they're unable to dig themselves out of.
Yep.
Of course, we were here to witness the come-from-behind win over Blaine earlier, just before the holidays.
Which was a huge win for this program, quite obviously. One thing that Coach Ani told me is that, they've really been struggling scoring and turning the ball over. And I think Coon Rapids defensively will go after them and try and work their transition defense and turn defense into offense. And that's one of the things Coach Ani said. We have to make sure Coon Rapids doesn't do that because they're very good at it. We can't turn the ball over offensively. That's going to be really important here tonight. We'll see as this game unfolds if that's something that they can do.
Hope everybody's ready. Schonauer and Osayama for the tip. Huskies end up in possession, and this game is underway. Nolan. Foy goes cross court, pull-up jumper for Calvin Foy, rattles around and down.
Yeah, we talked about Calvin Foy in the opener, and he is really the catalyst, averaging almost 11 points a game, and just as we mentioned, just a sophomore.
Coon Rapids first possession. Marshall Holland with it up top, gets a little pick. Can't get it to Doe on the roll. So the Cardinals will reset up top with Reese Mond backing away from Nolan Foy. Left side for Marshall Holland, into the corner for Doe. Osayama off a dribble, pull-up jumper, won't fall. The rebound by Garcia.
Yeah, a little bit too hard on that shot by David, just hard off that back iron.
Calvin Foy in the right corner, pass up top, taken away by Osayama and ran into the official.
That's unfortunate because the official's one that caused the turnover.
Yeah, he was almost able to play it around the official.
Right.
And keep it in bounds, but not quite. Nearly a steal for Doe. Foy a three from the corner. That won't fall. The rebound by Schonauer. Bodies his way for position and puts it back.
And that's huge. Second chance opportunities for the Huskies gives them the 4-0 lead, and that's something, again, Coach Ani talked to me about. He said if we miss that shot, we have to get good looks, but if we miss that shot, we need to get the offensive rebound.
Into the post for Holland. Spins back, little scoop shot. That's touch for you right there.
Yeah, when things are working, things are working. We've talked about Marshall. He's been so hot as of late. And they certainly going to need him, but also need others to step up.
20 or more points in 5 of his last 6 contests. Nolan Foy gets it to Calvin Foy at midcourt. He'll step up. Back to Nolan, pushes it down low. Garcia waits for traffic to clear and scores the easy basket.
Yeah, there was a nice pass underneath to Garcia. Gives him a 6-2 lead.
Over the top to Holland. Too deep underneath, not for Holland. He spins it up and in.
Yeah, nice adjustment to spin it up and in.
Stripped, but Foy able to regain control, get it to Brodeur. Brodeur in traffic, pushes it under, it's tipped away out of bounds. But the Huskies clearly having some trouble with the aggressive Coon Rapids defense in the front court.
Now, Coach Ani knew that would be the situation, is that they would be aggressive, and that's the key for them to work the ball around the perimeter, try and find that open look.
Big save for Nolan Foy, back to Calvin Foy, blocked by Holland. Cardinals with the numbers, Doe to Holland, easy 2, inward tie.
Now Marshall has all 6 points for the Cardinals so far here tonight. And again, just a nice look at points off turnovers, and that's exactly what Coach Ani said we can't have happen.
Well, that's what the Cardinals hope to build on. Their defense has been their cornerstone over the past few seasons. Schonauer for 3, that won't fall. And this is going to be against Matthew Brodeur for going over the back on Reese Mond.
So that would be his first team first. There's head coach Matt Ani. He's helped us many times over the years. We certainly appreciate that.
Jordan Doe into the front court for the Cardinals. Reese Mond guarded by Nolan Foy. Aurelius cuts to the right corner. Back across for Mond. Aurelius on the dribble, working against Garcia. Finds his way to the paint, wants to pass, back out to Osayama and up top. And now Jordan Doe moves it to Reese Mond on the left wing. That's
wow. What was he looking at?
Well, he couldn't see from being behind the player, but that I think was the wrong call.
Yeah.
But not a smart move by Marshall Holland.
No.
What a play by Jackson Aurelius to tip that up off the backboard. Doe is blocked at the other end. Saves. Asayama dishes it out to Doe. Cross court to Reesmond, and the Cardinals will slow it down. Holland drove baseline, and now Asayama up top. Little fake by Aurelius. Drives, left-hand shot won't go. Rebound tipped around. Garcia gets it ahead to Nolan Foy on the run. Pushes it to the corner. Nobody home. And turned over back to Coon Rapids.
Yeah, again, another turnover for the Huskies on a fast break opportunity.
Cardinals set up right side. Marshall in the post, back out to Aurelius. And now Reesmond. Aurelius spins. Shot is off the mark, and Garcia has the rebound.
Yeah, again, he just, when he spun, he just put too much on that shot. And they did a good job, a nice job of working it down low. But
Calvin Foy, a little pump fake, fade away, won't fall. Garcia cleans up the miss. Fade away, won't fall for Aurelius. Rebound by Foy. And Cardinals nearly get the steal, but instead, chance for the Huskies to reset.
well, good hustle by Marshall Holland on that. Unfortunately, collided with his own player to lose possession of the ball and coming out of bounds.
Asayama got a piece of it, knocked it back out of bounds. Nolan Belschner and Brandon Eldine, the new players on the court for Andover. Lucky Morange getting his first minutes for the Cardinals. Brodeur from the corner hits the three.
Those are the kind of looks that the Huskies need. I mean, when I talked to Coach Ani, he said just our shooting has not been what we need it to be, and we have to get smart looks.
Mon spins, jumps, shots off the mark, long rebound tip to where Asayama could control. Holland, little pump fake, fakes the pass and has another easy basket.
That was pretty. He has all 8 of the Cardinals' points.
Trap nearly works. Holland got a piece of it. Doe able to control in the corner. And that's that Cardinal defense coming up with another big turnover. Long three for Morange, well off the mark. Garcia in position for the rebound. Nolan Foy had it taken away by Asayama. And the dunk.
Nice flush by David. Cardinals trail by 1, 11-10.
Ball swatted away by Morange here, and Asayama lost the handle. Great effort, first for the steal and then the relay by Marshall Holland, and Asayama just couldn't control the pass.
Here's the again, steal, transition, and the flush by David Asayama.
Three-pointer will not go. Brodeur had the rebound. and then lost out of bounds. It'll be Coon Rapids basketball.
Well, the Huskies doing a good job of getting numbers underneath the offensive boards. Did get that rebound, but lost possession.
Morange into the paint, tried to get it to Siame. That pass didn't click. And here comes Brodeur the other way for the Huskies. Into the corner, Nolan Foy back out to Garcia. And they work it to the corner. Eldine makes a move. His shot off balance. Garcia tried to tip it back home, but it ends up with the Cardinals in possession. Long pass to Sayama, trying to kick it back to Holland. That's tipped away. Nolan Foy ahead to Brodeur, and Brodeur gets the block on Lucky Morange. Armonte Henry will come in for the first time for Coon Rapids.
Coach O had talked about Armonte Henry and really what contribution he's starting to play off the bench. Had 7 assists in the loss to Maple Grove.
Austin Learned and Garrett Barton on the floor for Maple Grove. Barton kicks it back out to Foy, left side for Eldine. Trying to feed it underneath. Strong defense, and the turnover as Holland flips it to Mon. Mon will get the contact. It's going to go against Matthew Brodeur, I believe his second.
That will be his second. Team second.
Yeah, not many fouls, just 3 fouls through the first almost 9 minutes of this first half. Holland spins, hook shot is good, and the Cardinals have their first lead.
Already 10 points for Marshall Holland.
Into the lane, the little floater is good for Austin Learned.
Yeah, the Cardinal lead wasn't very long as Learned able to get the easy floater.
Foul's going to be called against Barton. Trying to keep the ball out of the hands of Marshall Holland.
Nice job just driving down the lane, float in between 2 defenders for the bucket to give them that 1-point lead.
Mon forces it through. Holland gets it. He's blocked, but standing on the baseline was Barton. Good defensive play, just not able to keep his whole foot in the field of play.
That type of defense for the Husky was ready for Marshall Holland as he tried that little shot. Still tried to lift it up over the defense.
Holland back out. Aurelius for 3. That won't go. Rebound tipped out of bounds by the Huskies. 2 Huskies players there, and off a hand out of bounds. Mon fires it, trying to get Holland underneath. He couldn't quite bring it in, and here's Eldine the other way.
He had 3 white jerseys bothering him defensively.
Stripped by Morange, but it went right to Schonauer. But the Huskies turn it over, trying to get it in deep.
Jackson, get down. Coach. Hey, yellow.
Reese Mon across midcourt. Lucky Morange right side. defenders and add to his totals.
Yeah, Reese, nice little give from Reese Mon. And Reese and Marshall have had many years to work on that play. Of course, very good friends.
Three-pointer from the top of the key is a little bit short. Nolan Foy, the rebound, kicks it out. Nobody home. Cardinal ball. Mon. Cross midcourt is Morange on the right side. Working against Schonauer. Left side for Mon. Nolan Foy out to guard. Here's Lucky Morange at the top of the key. Reese Mon into Holland in the post. Turns, shoots, comes up short. The rebound by Learn.
Yeah, just didn't get enough on that one. Had the look.
Turnover again. Austin Learn called for the steps. Cardinals have shown a lot of patience on offense, working it around. Most trips down the court end up with trying to force it into Marshall Holland in the post. He's been effective.
Well, and give Andover's defense pretty good credit because they're not letting the Cardinals get any kind of an open look.
Henry drives baseline, kicks it out. Aurelius, here's Mon stepping in. And he got a foul.
That's Nolan Foy. His first, team fourth.
Inbound to Holland. Turns and gets the foul. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Well, one of the things that Coach Foy talked about is that the Cardinals good when ball is delivered down inside, down in the post in the paint, and he needed to make sure that they avoided those opportunities. But the Cardinals been doing a good job down inside.
Simon will check back in. Holland's second won't go. Aurelius gets the rebound. Takes it right back down the baseline, in and out. And a big rebound by Learned underneath.
I just couldn't get that one to fall.
Driving is Schonauer the other way. And Reese Mon called for the foul.
Just the second team foul on the Cardinals with 5:29 remaining in the first half. Take a look again.
Schonauer able to hit the first. He hits them both. We're tied at 15. Sayama over the defense, can't get it to go, and then is called for the foul as Calvin Foy had position.
Again, we've seen that a couple of times. It's just too much on the shot by David, just a little too strong off the backboard, and not able to get it to drop, and then trying to go after that rebound after his miss. He picks up the infraction, his first, team third.
Huskies cautiously across midcourt. Schonauer ran into Marshall Holland hard, and
his first team 6.
Schanauer holding his neck.
Yeah.
Clearly out of control. This was not what he meant to do.
Oh, yeah, he took
It's
right
a good
to the
thing
chest.
It's a good thing for Marshall is the chest and not the chin.
Yep.
Lifts it. I think that would have been worse for both players. And he lifted his head a little bit earlier.
There's a walk.
All of a sudden,
I thought they called a walk.
Starting to see some pretty solid collisions on the basketball court. Not necessarily where the ball is either. It's going to put Jordan Doe at the line. Shoot a 1-and-1. And he hits the front end. And Doe hits them both. Back to a 2-point lead for the Cardinals. Nolan Foy to Schanauer. Gets around the defense, needs some help, kicks it across. Calvin Foy for 3. That shot isn't going to go. Rebound tipped around, ends up with Nolan Foy. Back to Schanauer. Garcia underneath, and he got the foul from Holland as Holland swept through trying to get the block.
Yeah, and again, the Cardinals were fortunate that ball didn't fall. That was pretty
they called it on Jackson Aurelius.
A pretty open look for Garcia.
And Garcia able to roll that one around and down. 4:45 remaining first half. We're tied at 17. Full court pressure from the Huskies. Mon sprinting up court. Foy had a piece of the ball left for Doe in the corner. A three-pointer won't fall. Schanauer the rebound. Nolan Foy back to Schanauer. Three-pointer from Learned in the corner is good.
A big three-pointer for the Huskies to take that three-point lead with 4:17 remaining in this opening half.
Aurelius finds room in the paint. Left-handed shot won't go. Rebound tipped around and out of bounds off of Sayama. Garcia somehow found room in the traffic and scored.
Able to open up that lead to 5 now with 3.5 minutes gone, or done, until we're up with the first half. I'll get it out eventually. I knew what I wanted to say. It just didn't come out. It just didn't come out that way.
I knew where you were going.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
I just wanted to see if you
struggle.
could see if you could dig yourself out. Mon for 3 at the other end. That's in the corner of the backboard and basket. And now the Huskies with the ball in the lead. 3 minutes to go in this first half. Learned from the corner again. This one is short off the iron, out of bounds to the Cardinals.
For the Cardinals, number 1,
Armonte Henry will check back in. Kinds of tangling in the paint as players try to find room. And the Huskies defense has really slowed this Cardinals offense. Made them really think every time down the court and they get into a half-court offense. They haven't been able to find many answers for Andover's defense except for number 11.
And the Cardinals going to call this timeout with 2:28 remaining, trailing by 5 and the basketball. You know what all the kids are talking about, Joe, yet? This Facebook thing. The Facebook, I think they call it.
The Facebook?
The Facebook.
Actually, kids nowadays, Facebook's for old people like me.
Okay, so I see how far behind I am. Okay, so you know what the old people are talking about? It's the Facebook. Check us out.
It's your parents' preferred social media.
Well, you would know about the young kids since you have one of your own.
Well, he actually now is on Facebook. (22-17) the lead for Andover late in this first half. Coon Rapids in possession. Jackson Aurelius driving, runs out of room, but then makes some adjustments and scores off the basketboard.
Yeah, and that's what they're needed. Now we're seeing a little bit of pressure from the Cardinals, almost a steal.
Nolan Foy dribbled into that traffic and eventually got a foul.
Foul this on Marshall Holland, his first, team 5th.
Pass deflected by Asayama, and Calvin Foy will pick up the foul, and that'll put Asayama at the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
A couple big free throws for David Asayama.
Able to hit the first and earn the second. And he hits it cleanly. It's a 1-point game again. 2 minutes to play. Cardinals stretching that 1-3-1 defense to pressure in the backcourt. Huskies able to break it. Schanauer cross court to Calvin Foy. Steps through a couple of defenders into the paint. Pull-up jumper is good.
Yeah, nice little job just staying cool under pressure and able to pull that up for the bucket. He has 4.
It's his first since the first points of the game. Henry spins to the paint. Shot won't go, partially blocked. Huskies back the other way. Into the corner, Lauren tried to kick it back and just gave it up. Asayama on the run, scores, and it's a 1-point game once more.
Well, a nice adjustment by David as he had Nolan Foy coming in on him.
Marshall Holland going to be called for the foul, his second.
He's going, hey, it wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Holland to come to the bench with less than a minute to go in the half. His team down by 1. Nolan Foy down low, learned, rolls it across the top, but a good foul. Follows his own shot and puts it home. Under 30 seconds left in the half. Cardinals work to the right side. Aurelius in the post against Garcia, can't get the shot to go. And Asayama couldn't get the rebound. Nolan Foy gets it to the front court. Calvin in the corner. Steps up, takes the shot, and drops it.
Huge.
With 5 seconds to go. A prayer from Doe will not be answered. And it's a 5-point lead for Andover as we reach the half. We'll take a break. Get some first half reaction right after this. You're watching CTN's live coverage of boys high school basketball.
Welcome back to Coon Rapids High School, where you're watching CTN's live presentation of boys basketball. We're at the break. Andover leading 28-23 over Coon Rapids. I'm here with Husky head coach Matt Ani. And coach, we talked about things that you needed to improve on. One was scoring, the other was turnovers. You had some nice looks in that first half, but I think if you had one thing to say, turn the ball over too many times.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it was a sloppy first half, and passing the ball has been a challenge for us, and we've got to improve on that, and we got to be happy with where we are with the lead right now with so many turnovers. And you know, one thing I will say we did pretty well is we rebounded offensively pretty well in that first half.
I thought also your defense had played really well, limiting what Coon Rapids wanted to do, forcing to move the ball around the perimeter and taking shots really they didn't want to.
Right, and that's been a strength of ours, has been our defense. So, you know, but at the same time, they've been able to get the ball inside, and Holland's been able to score. He's playing really well. We need to stop him.
Any adjustments coming into the second?
Well, we got to find the right guy, you know, to fill in for with Jake out. You know, he's kind of our stopper on defense. We're looking right now.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. We're going to take a quick break. Be back with stats and highlights right after this.
Hi, I'm Ryan Nagasu, 2010 Olympian and bronze medal winner of the 2014 U.S. Championships. I knew I loved skating at the age of 5, and now it's become my life passion. Find your skating passion at the Coon Rapids Ice Center. Classes are available all year round. It could be the place where your skating dreams come true. See you on the ice.
Back and forth ball game through the first 18 minutes. Andover getting to the locker room with a 5-point lead. On the one side, it's been all about Marshall Holland. On the other side, the Huskies spreading the load. 5 different guys making up their points. And the 3 leaders all from within 1 point of one another. Marshall Holland, especially early on, getting just about everything to fall for him. He's got 13 in the first half. Garcia has done a lot of cleanup work down low. You heard Coach Ani talking about the offensive boards. He's been a big part of that. A couple of 3-pointers in the first half for Andover. Marshall Holland again. David Asayama got 6 points for the Cardinals in that half. The Cardinals did score the last 8 points without Marshall Holland.
Well, you know, and Coach Ani talked about, as you mentioned, he loved the fact that they did so well offensively, rebounding the basketball. But, you know, I think their pressure defense, limiting Coon Rapids, what they want to do. And I think, and as he said, he's got to feel pretty good about where they are now with a 5-point lead here as we're going to get close to starting the second half.
We'll see how his counterpart feels about the first half. Words from Coach O when we return to Roger E. Carlson after this on CTN.
Welcome back to the barn where you're watching CTN's live presentation of boys high school basketball. 28-23 lead for Andover over Coon Rapids. I'm here with Cardinal head coach Micah Gork. And Coach, I saw some good things, and I'm sure you saw some things that you need to work on. Talk a little bit about your impressions of that first half.
Yeah, I mean, we've had good opportunities. I like, we got to move the ball a little quicker. When we're moving the ball, we're getting opportunities. We missed some good looks inside. We've been able to kick out and get good shots outside. Haven't been able to bury them. But a little bit tentative for us on offense still. I think we could be more assertive. We're getting opportunities where we reverse it, and there's nothing but paint there. We got to attack the paint. We just got to look to make more plays, man. It's a little tentative on that side.
They've done a nice job offensively rebounding. What do you do to counter that?
No doubt, we got to rebound. All right, so they do a couple different things offensively against our zone or man, and we know that. And I like, for the most part, where we are in coverage on it. We've got to finish those possessions. That one rebound at the end of the half was unacceptable, and we know that. Our guys know that. We got to get bodies. Same a volleyball game. Okay, we're not bump set spiking. We got to get a body. We got to get the board. We sit in there, sit in the locker room. No more of those. We got to keep them off the glass. That's a key. No doubt about it. We don't do that, we don't win.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with second half action right after this.
Stay connected to what's happening in your community by watching CTN Update, with a new episode every Friday at 5 p.m. From your local city and county government to what's happening in our schools to interesting stories on the people and events here at home, we've got it all covered. CTN Update, keeping you connected to your community.
This ain't volleyball. I'm glad Coach O is here to tell us.
It certainly isn't.
One of the greatest quotes of all time on CTN.
It was. It was a classic quote.
And we got a ball game here.
We do.
This one went back and forth quite a bit in the first half. We'll see what transpires through the second. Jordan Doe and the Cardinals in possession to start. And we saw a lot of this, being very patient on offense, working the perimeter. We heard Coach O talking. Got to be a little more assertive.
Yep.
And make plays on offense. Holland can't get that pass through. Ends up with Calvin Foy and Nolan Foy on the run. Doe disrupted that pass. Schoenauer was there, but tied up by Aurelius. Possession arrow favors the Huskies.
Again, you see the defense of Andover really collapsing around Marshall Holland, and why not? And why not at this point? He's there. He's the leading scorer here by far.
Steal in the corner by Doe. Cardinals want to run. Doe to Asayama, and he couldn't get it to fall underneath.
Well, David was looking for a foul call as well.
Brodeur back the other way in a little trouble. Passes down low to Calvin Foy. Cutting baseline. His shot won't go. Garcia there to clean it up, and that did not make their coach happy. That was those easy rebounds.
Yep.
And Garcia has 10 points. Most of them coming, if not all of them, coming from within 3 feet.
Yep.
Aurelius had a lot to look at, but decided not. Maybe just too much.
Well,
too much time to think about it.
Yeah, he had plenty of time to think, and he looked like he was going to then changed his mind.
Mon kicks it out. Aurelius to Holland. He'll take the three and nail it.
That's a big three, and the Cardinals definitely needed that as they cut the deficit to 4. Marshall with 16 points already, Joe Yund.
Nolan Foy at the other end, well off the mark. Long rebound to Calvin Foy. His shot won't go. Holland ends up with the rebound, pushes ahead to Mon. Underneath and just too tall for Asayama. And the Cardinals outrun themselves.
And again, almost a second chance put back for the Huskies down at the other end. But as you mentioned, just a little bit too much on that pass from Mon.
Schoenauer to the baseline, able to pause and score. Holland in the post. Puts it on the floor. Too hard off the glass. Long rebound tip to Mon. He drives to the paint. That shot won't go. Rebound tip to Mon. Little baseline jumper won't fall. Rebound tip. Doe had a touch on it. Out off of Brodeur, though. And the Cardinals get another chance.
And again, they're getting the looks, but their shots are falling short. And we saw 3 of them there in that situation. And all Coach O can do is be exasperated a little bit.
Holland kicks it over. On for 3. It won't go. Shanauer the rebound. And he will bring it up court. Brodeur over the top. Garcia waits for traffic to clear again and then is fouled.
By Aurelius. Believe. Yep.
Be his second.
His second, team first.
Well, a very clean first half.
Yeah.
Calvin Foy for 3. Won't fall. Asima the rebound. Gets it to Jordan Doe behind the defense, and he drops it home.
And Nolan Foy tried to disrupt it, but Doe did a nice job of controlling his body and able to get that basket.
Into the corner, Shanauer. Three-pointer is good.
Again, that's defense, just not finding the player on the wing, getting a body on him.
Mon runs to the other end and scores. Nolan Foy to the teeth of the defense, kicks it out. Brodeur for 3. He hits another one.
Wow. Yeah, they're just doing a good job. And Coach Ani said we haven't been a good shooting club, but they're shooting well tonight.
Elias into the paint and scores. Shanauer kicks it out. Brodeur looking to Garcia, turns, can't score. Rebound taken away by Holland, and gets it to Reese Mon on the run. Trying to go behind his back, broken up by Brodeur and taken away by Shanauer.
Yeah, somebody got a piece of Mon's face as he was coming, but nothing called.
I believe it was Nolan Foy, but Calvin Foy for 3. That's not going to go. Osayama the rebound. Holland will hand off to Jordan Doe. 6-point game, 5 minutes into this second half. Doe pullback for 3, won't fall. Osayama has the rebound. And they reset to Mon. Nice feed to Holland, driving the right side for the basket.
Oh, yeah, it was just a beautiful setup. No defense didn't realize where he was, and just an easy look for Marshall Holland.
Cardinals forced the turnover, but then saved right to Garcia.
Couldn't have
underneath
been a better situation.
For Garcia, yeah.
Look what I found.
Three-pointer is good for Marshall Holland at the other end.
He has 21 points. Cardinals are going to call a timeout as they cut the lead to 3. And Marshall obviously 21 of the 37 Coon Rapids points.
6th time in 7 games that he has reached 20 or more. He was pretty much everything the Cardinals had on offense in the early goings of this contest. A couple of big three-pointers here in the second half have helped them keep pace, trailing by just 3.
Now, we talked about it a few weeks ago, I think, maybe 3 weeks ago, about how that I think at that time Marshall wasn't scoring the average that he's used to, and we talked about.
He went through a tough stretch where things just weren't falling for him. He was getting good looks at games we attended.
Yes.
Where he was getting in close and just not getting him through the cylinder. And fortunes have reversed, fortunately, for the Cardinal captain. And he is playing very well.
But it's that other couple players that also need to play well and contribute offensively, because yeah, teams are gonna try and slow them down.
Learn. Dribbles, drives, shot won't go. Rebound out of bounds to the Cardinals.
Well, you know, the one thing too, the Huskies built up a little bit of lead. The Cardinals didn't. A little bit of a lead, and the Cardinals did not panic. And you know, they've played calm and dropped it to 3 with an opportunity to cut into it again here.
Holland, turnaround 3, won't fall, just short. Brodeur the rebound, Nolan Foy on the run. Pushes it to the corner, learned for 3, and that is good.
Pushes the lead back to 6. He has 10. Wonder where he learned that shot.
No, pump fake. Traveled as Brodeur came over to support on defense.
See it again. He's going to try to drive the lane. Too many white jerseys there, holding ground.
Dean kicks it around. Brodeur down low. Garcia working against Holland, and he was held up beautifully. Great defense by Marshall Holland.
Yeah, Marshall got all ball and limited Garcia underneath. He's had a nice night. He's got 12 for the Huskies.
Doe trying to work Nolan Foy off the dribble, gets it to Mon, gets to the charity stripe, can't get the roll. Rebound tipped out of bounds off of Sayama.
Again, I mean, those are the shots that the Cardinals need to drop and just do not get them to fall. We've seen a number of looks like that from Coon Rapids tonight, Joe, and they just haven't been able to get the percentage shots in that they need.
Back 3. Switch. There you go. Good defense.
Brodeur cutting, able to score over Mon. Mon at the other end can't answer the rebound by Garcia. Pass was not touched, so a turnover back to Coon Rapids.
Monty Henry checking back in for the Cardinals. There's a lot of young players. You know, Doe's a sophomore, Henry's a sophomore.
Doe's a junior.
Doe's a junior, I'm sorry. No, Doe's a sophomore, I'm right.
Oh, you are correct.
I am correct.
Dang, you're good.
One time.
Dang, you're good.
First time this month.
Cardinals travel and turn it over again. An 8-point lead for the Huskies as we're just under 10 minutes remaining in the second half. Brodeur open in the corner. Three-pointer won't go. Sayama skies for the rebound. Morange hands it off for Jordan Doe. Monty Henry drives baseline, gets the foul in the bucket. Will count.
Well, see if that this initiates a little spark here. As Armonte does a nice job of driving around the edge and hanging up there, getting the shot off, getting his bucket to fall.
An opportunity for a three-point play. They would cut it to a 5-point deficit. And that's exactly what he does.
That 5 points is where we were at the break.
Brodeur's pass tipped. Jordan Doe intercepts, pushes ahead to Monty Henry. He'll wait for support, kick it out. Morange for three in the corner, that won't fall. What a rebound by Marshall Holland, just reached in and ripped it away between two Andover defenders, and then he's fouled.
It's going to be on Garcia. And again, I mean, it looks like Tui was being held, nothing obviously called at first.
Watch this, between two defenders,
yep.
Yoink.
That long wingspan, those long arms.
Sayama hands off for Jordan Doe in the corner, up top to Armonte Henry. In the post, Holland kicks it back out, he's fouled. Reach in on Nolan Foy.
That's his second. Third team foul on the Huskies.
Sayame had it ripped away by Nolan Foy. Elreed will take the shot, it wouldn't go, and the Cardinals have the rebound. Off-balance shot wouldn't go for Jordan Doe. The Huskies right back the other way. Eldine kicks it back up. Brodeur will give and go with Learn, and he takes him to school.
Learned him a lesson. 7-point lead for the Huskies.
Holland kicks it out. Here's Henry finding his way into the lane and an easy layup.
Cardinals looking for some stops here on defense.
Eldine back to Brodeur. Garcia back out. Brodeur down low. Garcia drives. Shot won't fall. Learned, had it, lost it. Knocked away by the Cardinals. So another chance for Andover on offense with a 5-point lead.
Really is back in for Coon Rapids. A little bit, he had a wrap on his wrist, or they have aggravated it.
Calvin Foy back out. Nolan Foy back to Calvin. Three-pointer is off the mark. Nolan Foy has a long rebound underneath. Garcia turns and scores.
Again, you know, the second chance opportunities for the Huskies got to frustrate head coach Micah Gork. Garcia with 14.
Marshall Holling going to be called for the charge.
Will be his second team foul. Cardinals are going to call a timeout with 6:54, trailing by 7. Huskies have the basketball. Well, you can catch everything we do on YouTube. We're live as we speak if you're watching us live right now. Otherwise, you can catch everything we do that's in a replay form. Watch our sports night.
Suppose if they're watching us on YouTube, this is kind of a, well, duh.
Well, yeah, it's like, what's Shapiro talking about?
But we appreciate your patronage.
We do. Not too many live contests left for us.
This winter? No.
This winter.
Nope. Girls basketball team wrapping up the regular season this week. Boys next week. Boys hockey in the section tournament on Thursday night. That quarterfinal will be covered by North Metro.
Yes, it will.
And replayed here on CTN. Good tip by Aurelius. Doe is there. Cardinals have the numbers. Armonte Henry. An awful lot of contact there for no call. But Andover back the other way with numbers and a steal by Jordan Doe, but he stepped on the line.
That's unfortunate. A nice move inside to steal that pass and just couldn't keep his foot in bounds. Which will retain the ball for the Huskies.
So Johnny saw the trap coming and immediately called the timeout. Every possession important at this point in a close ball game.
Well, it really is, and obviously the Huskies don't want to be swept by the Cardinals. Cardinals want to get that win to sew up that number 5 seed in the section. Winner, you know.
Both teams just want to break the 5-game streak.
Just going to say that.
Cardinals got the band in the house to buoy their spirits.
They do. Live music.
Trying to fire up the home team for a late regulation run.
I wonder if they take requests.
More cowbell?
Well, I don't see a cowbell there, but, you know, maybe a little.
Giving up on that?
Little bangles.
They have a new band director since that whole craze.
Yeah, the whole.
We have heckled the.
I hope we didn't push him out.
Director. It's a good idea, but learned couldn't quite handle the pass for a little alley-oop scoop. And instead a turnover to the Cardinals. Holland to the corner for Jordan Doe. Up top, Jackson Aurelius. Morange back to Doe into the corner for Henry. Aurelius in the post, lost the handle, able to push it to Morange in the corner. Back to Aurelius, and they swing it around to Armonte Henry. Henry goes right at Calvin Foy, got blocked, kept possession. That was a good smart play by the young player. Just let that ball drop. He can touch it again, and a double dribble called against Marshall Holland.
And again, Holland's looking for that space underneath, and he's been stuck at 21 for a little while.
Three-pointer off the mark for Learn. Tracked down to the corner by Aurelius. Pushed ahead for Jordan Doe. Doe on the dribble. Little fadeaway won't fall. The rebound by Nolan Foy. Pushes it ahead to Calvin Foy. Finds room. His shot won't fall. Holland the rebound. And here's Armonte Henry. Back up top, Doe for 3, it's good.
Oh, big 3-point, they certainly needed that. And Jordan Doe able to drop the 3.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in this second half. And a steal by Marshall Holland. Holland to Aurelius on the run, and the block called on Brodeur.
Jordan Doe from top of the key, able to drop it from beyond the arc as it rattles in. A couple of big free throws here now for Jackson Aurelius. So the lead is at 4. Trying to cut it to 2.
Aurelius' second is short rebound secured by Schanauer, then nearly stripped by Marshall Holland. Huskies able to push through the pressure. Poked away by Holland. Aurelius trying to get it back to him and does. On the run, able to maneuver his body and and put that one home.
Oh, it was a pretty play by Marshall Holland.
Schanauer ran into some trouble and he is fouled. It's going to go against Morange.
And look at the move. There's a nice poke started by Holland. And look at the move. Good body control. Able to turn his back to the basket and still get the shot to fall.
Learned a quick jump shot off the inbound. Answers at the other end.
Well, he has 14.
Holland over the top of Learned, a little too much on it. Garcia has the rebound. Hands off to Nolan Foy. Into the front court, Schanauer to Learned. Back out, Schanauer to Nolan Foy for three. That won't fall, long rebound. Aurelius has it on the run. Able to drop it home. Late adjustment, big basket.
Good pressure here by the Cardinals. Huskies able to get it over. And
timeout.
Yep.
Huskies,
well, they had
1 point lead and the basketball.
They had an 8-point lead at one point. Good job by the Cardinals to chip away at that, get it to 1. See it again. Aurelius with a nice job, just able to control his body, use the board, get the basket, cut that lead to 1. Jackson with 7.
.313 on the clock, a 1-point game. Two teams trying to break 5-game losing streaks. Only one is going to get the win tonight. The other one is going to see the streak continue.
Yes.
Commercial sellout from the front gate is 256.
It's incredible. Another
partial sellout.
256 patrons here watching this good contest, close contest.
Big possession here for the Huskies as they have seen that lead go from 8 down to 1.
Yeah, bucket's important for him here.
Long pass underneath, great redirect down there by Schanauer.
No, I guarantee that was designed on the break here.
Three-pointer at the other end for Aurelius won't fall. Rebound for Doe. To Holland in the paint, and he's kind of railroaded, and he goes down hard, grabbing his knee. It looks like he's going to be okay, but.
Oh, Scotland number 3, Nolan Foy, third person. Team coming behind.
See it again coming underneath. Oh, his knee kind of bent awkward. Yeah.
Little knee to knee contact. Got Foy's knee in the side of his own. He's out there ready to play ball. Doe will push it all the way up top to Lucky Morange. Holland kicks it out. Doe for three. It's good.
Big three.
Tied at 53.
What a great job by Jordan Doe to drop that three-pointer. Gives him 10.
Learned in the left corner. Pass nearly taken away. Good look to Garcia underneath, and a good basket by him, bending it back over and in.
Boy, and again, he's been tough to stop underneath. Gives his team that 2-point lead with under 2 minutes.
Three-pointer for Aurelius won't fall. Calvin Foy the rebound. And Andover quickly to the other end. Foy throws it up. I think looking for contact. It's out off of Garcia. And the Cardinals really kind of fortunate that the Huskies decided to push it there.
Yes.
And end up with a questionable look at the basket and a quick turnover back to the Cardinals.
Yeah, a little surprised they didn't, even it's a 2-point lead, continue to take time off the clock and look for a good shot.
Aurelius spins to his left hand, shot won't go.
Let's see if they do it here.
The rebound. Nolan Foy to Calvin Foy. Into the front court, back to Nolan. Timeout Andover, 64 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, again, you'll see a play, I'm sure, designed by Coach Ani here with the basketball in a minute and 4, 2-point lead. Obviously, a bucket is important here for the Huskies. And, of course, a defensive stop is important for Coon Rapids. Coach Joe talking to his players defensively. We have to do a good job here. We can't let him get that open look. Can't get second look opportunities off of a miss offensively by the Huskies. And that's kind of been their Achilles heel here this evening, is allowing so many second chance opportunities, especially right underneath the basket.
And Garcia leading their team with 16 points. And almost all of them from within 5 feet of the basket. Probably more than half of them were a second or third chance
on
that possession for Andover.
Yeah, and Coach O knows that his squad cannot allow those to happen.
I mean, he's a good, strong player. He's had a nice game,
yes,
but those are the places that you can win or lose ball games. And a bad pass turns over back to the Cardinals. Doe is fouled. That's going to be number 4 on Nolan Foy. And it's going to be a shooting foul, a chance for Doe to tie it at 55 with less than a minute to play. And a surprising turnover by the Huskies.
Yep. Again, we talked about with Coach Ani, been some of their issues. You talked about Garcia with his opportunity, 16 points. He's averaging a little less than 7 a game. So he's more than doubled his output here tonight so far.
Well, Learned has come off the bench to put up 14. Yep. Doe misses them both. Learned a big rebound.
And Learned is only averaging less than 3 points a game.
Well, Schanauer, the only starter. That's incorrect. It's Garcia started. But Schanauer also in double digits. Garcia again underneath alone, able to score, and that's a big basket.
Huge. Making it a
2-possession game.
Huge basket.
Doe steps back for 3, and he nails it. Coon Rapids, the timeout.
That was a big bucket by Jordan Doe.
And talk about
clutch.
And talk about a little bit of a cliffhanger. It rattled around the inside of that iron for a long time before deciding to finally fall through.
It did. We'll take another look at it again. Step back for the 3. And again, rattled in, almost out, but back in. Coach O talked about Jordan Doe, and just a sophomore, says he's so mature for his age. He sees the floor well, he reads things well, and you know, just as a sophomore, he's got a couple more years here in this program. A great opportunity for some of these young players getting great varsity minutes, and Jordan Doe leading the way.
He's got 13 points in the game. Class of 2021.
Yep.
I'm a fan.
You should be.
28.2 on the clock.
that's
the Huskies will have the ball in the 1-point lead.
That's not that far away, Joey. And your son will be a senior. It's not that far away. We won't be wishing any time away, but it's closer than not.
You are truly a sage with your amazing wisdom.
It is. I kind of meditate at night just so I can spew these things.
Calvin Foy into the front court. He's fouled. Cardinals nearly knocked the ball free first.
Yeah, just the 4th team foul. Lucky's 3rd, but just the 4th. I've got a couple of fouls to give here with 22.5 ticks remaining.
But that doesn't help in their quest to kill clock.
No.
To keep the clock from moving. It actually helps the Huskies at this point a little bit that Cardinals have to foul repeatedly in order to get them to the line and get a chance to get the ball back. Oh, and less the turnover, but then the block. Wow, that was going to be a breakaway. It was a late whistle. At first, it looked like the referee was going to just call it a turnover.
Oh, well, it was kicked first and foremost.
That was 5 on Lucky?
No, I thought he just had 3. I thought that would have been 4.
Well, that was number 5, and he left the court. You can't let them just hold on to the ball. You got to foul. That was a lot of time that came off.
And a bit of a scowl on the face of head coach Michael Gork, knowing his guys have to foul quickly.
There's a 1-and-1 opportunity for Matthew, don't call me Martin, Brodeur.
He goes back.
Brodeur can't get it to fall. Holland the rebound. Doe pushes it up court. Lost the handle and turned it over to the Huskies. The Cardinals forced to foul. They had everything they wanted, and then just a fumble. And I think it should have been a travel before the foul, so there shouldn't be a shooting opportunity. But it will have Nolan Foy at the line to shoot a 1-and-1, a timeout by the Huskies. Still, Foy can't make it a 2-possession game with free throws.
Really a good timeout. Obviously a good timeout that Andover called, but also good for Coon Rapids. He's able to diagram something as well. And we'll see what he does from the free throw line. These are a couple of big free throws here for the Huskies.
So the Huskies will break their huddle, and Nolan Foy will head to the free throw line, trying to make his team up by 3.
At the line for the Huskies, number 3, Nolan Foy. It's a 1-and-1.
Foy hits the first.
Big free throws. Gives him a 2-point lead. Looking to push it to 3.
And he misses the second one. Cardinals got to get the shot away, and Aurelius threw it up just before the buzzer. But the Huskies able to get a hand up and deflected partially, and the Cardinals going to come up just short, losing 58-56.
Yeah, and they've had their they had their chances. Unfortunately, couldn't couldn't get things to go their way, but give credit to Andover, did a good job defensively. But the Cardinals missed a lot of short shots and had the opportunity to put some additional points in the bucket here, and of course both teams did, but unfortunately that's going to continue that losing streak for Coon Rapids.
The Huskies get to end their streak with a win here tonight. Cardinals, number 6 in a row in the loss column. We got more basketball coming up next week. Girls basketball playoff coverage starts on Wednesday. And again, we'll have boys hockey playoffs to replay here on CTN. Coverage provided by North Metro. Well, it was entertaining to the end. The Huskies came out with that lead, and they were able to stretch it a little bit, and then the Cardinals responded. Marshall Holland, a fantastic game again, 23 points. His 6th time with 20 or more in the last 7 games. But the Huskies able to hit a couple of threes as well, and able to play with the lead most of the game. Cardinals made a run, made it entertaining at the end. Jordan Doe, a couple of big 3-pointers. But unfortunately, not quite enough in the end.
Well, disappointing loss, I think, for Coon Rapids. They felt coming into their gym that they had an opportunity to get this win and really solidify that 5 seed. But unfortunately, it's going to fall through their grasp. They're going to lose by 2. They're going to drop to 8-14 on the season. Just the 5th win on the year for the Huskies.
And that is the final again, 58 for Andover, Coon Rapids 56. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us, continuing to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro, I'm Joe Young, saying good night.